Hi, welcome back to my channel, Open the Door. This is episode 74, Unlocking the Mysteries. I'll be talking about realities and myths of the spiritual awakening. So there is an aura of mystery surrounding spirituality, and it could be because it touches on concepts like exploring realms beyond the physical, esoteric teachings that are not readily accessible, and practices that are steeped in ancient wisdom. So here's some realities about the spiritual awakening before I get into the myths. The spiritual awakening is a transformative and challenging process of rediscovering and uncovering our authentic selves. People encounter both profound growth and deep struggles when they're going through this spiritual awakening, but ultimately it brings connection to your higher consciousness and to the universe with a deeper understanding of life and our existence, and a profound sense of peace and clarity. When we go through our awakening, it can be triggered at first by a variety of things like life events, trauma, health, crisis, or loss, but can also be triggered through introspection, meditation and mindfulness, divine intervention, and intentionally seeking spiritual awakening can lead to a breakthrough. But it is a lifelong journey of growth and self-discovery involving regular self-reflection and adaptation to the evolution of life's experiences. It deals with working through our emotional unresolved issues and physical purging as well of mood swings, fatigue, and body aches that we're unable to identify the cause of. Ultimately, in the spiritual awakening, there's a shift in consciousness, and we begin questioning limiting belief systems that we've held our whole life. Which can lead to possible confusion and a sense of loss as we delve deeper into our belief systems and draw out what is useful and still applies to our life and what does not. But this does lead to a sense of grief as our old self falls away. During the spiritual awakening process, you're probably going to encounter something called the dark night of the soul. I've done a whole episode on it, and I'll insert on the screen here what the episode number is so you can go back and watch that. But the dark night of the soul is a challenging period when we go through spiritual crisis. It's marked by deep emotional turmoil and despair, but it's an essential stage of the awakening because it leads to greater clarity and growth. The dark night of the soul can last for several weeks, several months, and in a few cases go on for years. It depends on the depth of your issues as far as how long this dark night of the soul goes on. But while you're going through it, you're going to be working on something called your shadow work, which is the process of exploring and integrating your shadow and unconscious part of self that are repressed, ignored, or denied, such as negative traits, fears, desires, and even traumas. And this does commonly occur during the dark night. So we're facing our shadow self and doing our shadow work during this dark night of the soul. But facing the shadow self and doing the work is an ongoing process. It doesn't just happen during the dark night of the soul. But what happens through the shadow work is ultimately there's an ego death and rebirth. So we release our attachment to ourself, and our desires begin to dissolve, paving the way for the emergence of our deeper authentic self. And in my case, my deeper authentic self trusts in the divine plan. So more and more I've let go of my ego and my need to control and trust more in the flow of my life. Did a whole episode on that too. I'll insert the episode number for you right here. So along with this ego death and ultimate rebirth comes our sense of heightened intuition. And we're sensing energy, seeing synchronization in events and signs, numbers, and ultimately gaining a deep inner knowing, all related to our intuition. Also, through this process, there becomes a desire for authenticity, where we're compelled to align with our true self and living in a way that reflects our deepest values and understandings. So those are some of the realities of the spiritual awakening. Now here's some myths I'm about to bust. Myth number 1, that awakening is blissful and instant. it couldn't be anything further from the truth, and I don't want to scare you, but I do want to be realistic and give you, a clear picture of what this is like. So, yeah, no, it's not blissful or instant as far as how the awakening occurs, but it often starts with discomfort and moments of confusion, fear, and loss. As I mentioned earlier, as you shed your old beliefs and perspectives, it's like clearing a cluttered closet. And it's messy before it gets organized and beautiful. Myth number 2, everyone's experience is the same. No, the spiritual awakening is unique to each person. For some, it's gradual and subtle, and for others, it's sudden and intense. There's no right way to go through a spiritual awakening. As I said, it's going to be different for each of us. Myth number 3, the spiritual awakening brings constant peace. Well, the awakening does lead to moments of profound peace, but life doesn't stop throwing challenges at us. So what makes the difference through the spiritual awakening as we learn and grow is the differences in how we respond to these challenges. And we now have greater awareness and compassion and resilience as well. Myth number 4, that the spiritual awakening is always positive. Well, it's not a continual state of joy, peace, and enlightenment. As I said, it involves facing unresolved pain, confronting deep inner wounds, which can be painful, uncomfortable, and overwhelming. Myth number 5, awakening is for a select few. No, it's not limited to a specific group, and you don't need to have a specific background, culture, or religious affiliation. The spiritual awakenings are happening across the world to people of all cultures and religions and backgrounds. So no, it's not limited to a small group, because spiritual awakening can happen to anyone at any time. Myth number 6, once we're awakened, there's no more negative thoughts and feelings. Not true. Over time, what happens is as we learn these tools and strategies, we learn how to counter negativity and look at things realistically and try to always find the balance between the light and the dark, the positive and the negative. So those are the myths, some of the myths. Here's some tools for you to use toward your own spiritual awakening. Number 1, meditation. These are all things I've mentioned in most of my episodes, so there's a reason for that. These are the tools that I use, and that's why I recommend them. Meditation quiets your mind, cultivates mindfulness, and it helps us to connect to our higher self. Journaling, writing about our thoughts, feelings, and experiences can help bring clarity and a deeper understanding. Yoga balances body, mind, and opens the energy channels and enhances our awareness. And there's physical health benefits that support our emotional and spiritual growth with any type of exercise, but slow body conscious exercises are best for when we're going through our awakening. You can alternate that with high level activities. It's not a strict rule or anything, but aligning the body with the mind is a great tool. Okay, moving on, more tools. Affirmations, repeating positive, powerful statements that can shift our limiting beliefs and reinforce positive mindset, encourage self-love, healing, and openness to new truths. Over the last few years, I've written down little affirmations on sticky notes, and I started sticking them on my bathroom mirror, and then I ended up with so many of them that it was taking up too much space. So I decided to relocate those to the inside of my medicine cabinet. And now, whenever I open that door and reach to grab perfume or nail polish, my eye catches on one of those affirmations. And these are affirmations I've been saying for so long that they come naturally to me, so I don't need that daily reminder. But I like to keep them tucked away in a spot where I can still peek them and be reminded of them every once in a while. Moving on with the tools, mindful breathing. Breathwork techniques calm your nervous system and they keep you in the present moment. Try deep breathing, pranayama, or even the alternate nostril form of breathwork to help you through this awakening. Energy healing practices like Reiki, acupuncture, chakra balancing to clear your energetic blockages and align your energy fields. This is another good practice and therapy to try. So spiritual reading is another tool that can be very helpful. So read spiritual texts, books, teachings, and enlightened masters for wisdom and insights that align with your current level of understanding. Sound healing, I'm a big proponent of that because I am a certified sound healing practitioner. So see if you can get into a group with sound bath, with using drums, tuning forks, sound bowls, chimes. All can help clear blockages and raise your vibrational frequency as well. Use nature. Get connected to nature and the earth, and it really helps to clear your mind. We receive natural energy from the earth, and it's very, very grounding and centering. So if you're feeling overwhelmed with all these aspects of the spiritual awakening, get outside, go for a walk, turn off your devices, and spend an hour noticing what's happening around you out there in nature. Join spiritual communities of like-minded people and groups that can offer support and guidance as you're going through your awakening. And pay attention to your dreams. Dream work can be important. I have a hard time remembering my dreams most of the time. So when I do have one or two, every once in a while that stand out, I try to focus on the part what I can remember and look for the symbols and message behind that. So here's our episode for today, unlocking the mystery of spiritual awakening by pointing out to you the realities and the myths. I hope you found something helpful in this episode today. Just know that spirituality is a lifelong journey of discovery and growth. There is no endpoint when it comes to the knowledge and the wisdom gained through our life experiences. It is never ending and ever evolving. And this next episode that I'm about to record, we'll talk some more about my never-ending journey on the spiritual path. Have a great day. I'll see you again soon. Take good care of yourselves. I wish you peace, love, and light. And that's it. Bye for now.